Hello and welcome. I want to share with you today the differences between the Bow Yoga staff and the stick mobility stick. All right. So I'm going to compare and contrast some of the pros and cons of each of them. They have some things that are the same, some things that are different, and it really comes down to which one's better. It depends. It depends on what you're trying to do with it. So let's take a look. First of all, the stick mobility, which I need to give you full disclosure, I have not taken the training. I've just seen it and I've purchased one and I've used it, but I definitely don't know everything that you can do with it or why. But I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what we can do with sticks and staves in exercise and in yoga. So especially through the lens of yoga, can you use this as a yoga prop? There are definitely certain things you can do. You can use it for any type of balance. This becomes a nice balance assist if you're trying to do your tree pose, if you're getting into your half moon pose. This nice portable staff will work well for using it as a balance, a portable wall per se. The downside is you're going to find it's a lot heavier than the Bow Yoga staff. So lugging it around, carrying it around, it's going to be a lot heavier. Now, in terms of the weight, it's going to be heavier. In terms of the rigidity or the strength or the resistance, the load that it can bear, the stick mobility is going to be stronger than the Bow Yoga staff. It's going to be more rigid and more stiff. So if you're going to be using this for heavy weight bearing, if you're a big, strong dude and you're trying to use this for resistance and you're pressing with a lot of force, this is going to be very strong and resilient. They've done a great job of making it somewhat flexible, so it has a little bit of that give, but it's also very, very strong. So in terms of the strength, the Bow Yoga staff is going to be a lot more flexible. Now that has its advantages if you're going to be pressing this around your body and you want your shoulders to have a nice amount of give while you're rotating or while you're stretching. The softness and suppleness of the Bow Yoga staff would be probably better for yoga, whereas the rigidity of the stick mobility staff is going to be better for fitness and a lot of load bearing resistance training. Now in terms of the grip, they both have a rubber end, which is going to be good for safety. So if you're on a hardwood floor or a linoleum, something that's if wood or plastic would slide on it, the rubber tips are going to be very helpful. So we both have rubber tips. The Bow Yoga staff just has the end, and this has like a long, foot-long rubber grip, and that's going to give you a nice handle, I guess, if you're using it for pressing in. It gives you a nice grip. So I like these grips. It does add some weight to it, but I think that that's a really nice feature. So the padding is the other thing. So the stick mobility, it's got kind of hard plastic or some sort of composite that is pretty rigid. So if you're going to be pressing this against your body, it's going to feel a little bit harder. So if you're pressing around your neck, for instance, or if you're pressing it into your back, or if you're using it for some sort of leverage, the hard plastic is going to be a little bit less comfortable. So in the Bow Yoga staff, the whole staff is covered in a nice thin layer of foam. So it's very soft and cushiony, and it's easy to clean also, which is nice. You can use it for fascia release, for massage, and that flexibility with the padding is a really nice combination if you're going to be doing anything bracing against your body. So if you're pressing it in, if you're stretching, that padding can be really nice. All right, so these are some of the differences. The weight, this is going to be heavier, lighter. The size, these are both about 5 feet tall. Both Bow Yoga and stick mobility have different sizes, so that's going to be a factor too. If you need something longer for your body type or for the pose or the exercise you're trying to do, make sure you get the right size. All right. In terms of the grip, in terms of the safety, they're both equal. They have both nice rubber tips to keep it from slipping. The padding, so the Bow Yoga staff is going to be a little more cushiony. The stick mobility a little bit harder, although the rubber is a little bit more cushiony, but it's not really soft either. And the last thing is the rigidity. So the Bow Yoga staff is going to bend a lot more, the stick mobility, a little bit, but not so much. So a little bit stronger, a little bit more flexible. In a lot of ways, they're very similar. Both of them could work, although if you're going to be doing yoga with it, I would prefer to use the Bow Yoga staff. If you're going to be using this in fitness and resistance training, this might actually be a better option. So there you have it. If you have any questions, let me know, and hopefully you just get a stick and you start exercising, or you start doing something good for your body with it. All right, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure. See you next time.